We've all been there. You've done the hard work. You've beaten the defender, the space has opened up, and the goal looks massive. You swing your leg, you feel the power, and then you watch the ball sail 10 yards over the crossbar. It's frustrating. It's embarrassing. And honestly, it's the biggest reason most amateur players never reach the next level. If you can't hit the target, you aren't a threat. But here's the secret. Keeping the ball down isn't about how hard you kick it. It's about physics, body mechanics, and a few invisible mistakes you're probably making without realizing it. Today, I'm going to break down the 3 fundamental pillars of shooting low and hard. By the end of this video, you won't just stop skying your shots. You'll be a clinical finisher. Let's get to work. Let's start with the most common mistake, your center of gravity. If your shots are ending up in the parking lot, 90% of the time, it's because you're leaning back at the moment of impact. Physics is simple here. If your shoulders are behind the ball, your leg is on an upward swing when it hits the leather. That creates an upward trajectory. To fix this, you need to nose over the ball. I want you to imagine there's a string connecting your chin to the ball. At the moment of contact, that string should be vertical. By keeping your chest over the ball, you force your knee to stay over the ball, which naturally caps the height of the shot. Try this drill next time you're on the pitch. Take a stationary shot, but focus on landing on your shooting foot. If you can't land on that foot and move forward, it means you're leaning back too much. Where are you actually hitting the ball? A lot of players try to lift the ball to get power. They strike the bottom third of the sphere. That's great for a long ball or a cross, but for a shot, it's a disaster. To keep the ball low, you need to strike the dead center or even slightly above the center of the ball. Think of it like a hammer hitting a nail. If you hit the nail at an angle, it bends. If you hit it flush, it goes straight in. Now look at your foot. You shouldn't be using your toes. You want to use that hard, bony ridge on the top of your foot, your laces. Lock your ankle. I cannot stress this enough. If your ankle is floppy at impact, the ball will deflect off your foot at an unpredictable angle, usually upward. Lock your toes down toward the grass and keep that ankle rigid. The shot doesn't end when you hit the ball. The follow-through determines the final path. Watch the best in the world, players like Vinicius Jr. or Lamine Yamal. Notice how they often hop onto their shooting foot after the strike. They aren't just doing that for style. If you swing your leg and keep your standing foot planted firmly in the ground, your shooting leg naturally swings upward in an arc. That arc carries the ball with it. Instead, I want you to drive through the ball. Think about kicking through the ball toward the back of the net, not at the ball. Your momentum should carry your whole body forward. If you end up falling backward or standing still, you've lost control of the height. Knowledge is useless without reps. Here are 2 drills you can do alone to fix this in a week. Drill 1, the fence drill. Stand 5 yards away from fence or a wall. Practice striking the ball as hard as you can, but the ball must hit the wall below waist height. Because you're so close, you're forced to get your technique right or the ball will fly over. Drill 2, the low net challenge. If you have a goal, tie a piece of string or a piece of tape across the goal, about 2 feet off the ground. Practice your shots from the edge of the box. Every shot that goes over the string is a miss, even if it goes in the goal. This trains your brain to aim for the bottom corners, which are the hardest for keepers to save anyway. Shooting is a science, but it's also a habit. Stop trying to destroy the ball with pure muscle. Focus on your chest position, lock that ankle, and drive through the center of the ball. If you found this breakdown helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It helps the channel more than you know. And if you're serious about improving your game, subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got a whole series coming on how to improve your weak foot and dribbling like a pro. Go out there, get your reps in, and stop hitting the clouds. I'll see you in the next one. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that has nothing to do with your feet and everything to do with your head. We call it the panic factor. You see, you can have world-class technique during a solo drill, but the second a 200-pound defender is sprinting at you, your brain goes into survival mode. When we panic, our muscles tense up. This tension makes your body rigid, and a rigid body naturally leans backward to protect itself from the oncoming pressure. That's why you see so many players blast the ball into the stands during the final minutes of a game. They aren't kicking the ball, they're trying to get rid of it. To fix this, You have to master the mental reset. When you enter the box, your only job is to slow the world down. Focus on the contact, not the result. Tell yourself, chest down, ankle locked. If you can stay loose and relaxed, your mechanics will stay fluid. Power is a byproduct of timing and relaxation, not raw force. If you win the battle in your mind, you'll win the battle against the keeper. Take that breath, pick your spot, and trust your training.